And we are live from the U.S. Virgin Islands for tonight's CSBA featured matchup in prime time. We are here for the Paradise Jam, and joining me in the booth, and I know he was up off his chair dancing before in the pregame show. What's up there, Mr. Ray?
What's going on, CSBA? What's going on, Wired? How you doing tonight, bud?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Looking forward to this Paradise Jam U.S. Virgin Island tournament here. It should be a good one between Ole Miss and Baylor. What are you looking forward to between these two teams, my friend?
I'm looking forward to seeing. I know Mitch has built quite a program here. I mean, quite a team here with. He's got Kobe Johnson. He's got the Hardaway duo, and then Kardashian. And I'm just wondering to see. On paper, it's a really, really good squad. I'm wondering to see how it all comes together.
This should be a fun game. Gotta love the new court. This first time we're getting to see this one, and when I tell you, I literally did it today. I'm not kidding. That is how far I am running behind on getting some things done. But put this bad boy together. It took me about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this goes. How this court, how Pitt looks on this court, because I'll be playing on this court in a few days.
Sure is. Excited for this one. Ole Miss out to a good start. 5-0 run for the Rebels.
Yeah, definitely not what I was expecting out of Ole Miss. Ole Miss has a bunch of good players as well, though. So, I mean, it's not to say I'm not expecting it, but I was expecting much more from Baylor to start.
Well, it's a good start for Ole Miss. See if they can, obviously, we talk about keeping momentum through four quarters, but obviously a good start is definitely how you want it to go. Is a 3-ball for Baylor. I think that was Kobe Johnson. So
yeah, that's one of the guys that they have to get hot. They have to get him going, and they have to get the two Hardaways going, and then inside it's going to be Kardashian.
See how it plays out. Obviously, this Baylor team very strong, coming in ranked 14, but right now Ole Miss looking extremely good out of the gate. Hopefully they can keep this up through 4 quarters, but definitely off to the right start.
Yeah, I mean they're firing on all cylinders right now. I mean we've seen starts like this from teams before and they fall off. Let's just see if they can keep this going.
Good active defense from the Rebels here. Going to spot up for 3. No good, too strong as Ty Maven up with the rebound. He looks to push the Rebels. Switches over to his left spin, moving to the right. Finger roll, not able to go there. And here comes a chance for Baylor to try to cut back into this lead here. Johnson bounce pass into Satoru. Satoru up and good.
I'm glad you got to say that name first, because that's one I was worried about trying to pronounce.
The last name, some of the last names are easy. It's when you kind of mix the first names with the last. Maven pull-up jumper is good. Ole Miss looking strong here.
Yeah, Ole Miss is looking really good out the gate. Definitely a team that I'm actually kind of interested in seeing now that they've had this kind of start. With Baylor being ranked in the top 25 and them not, it's like, maybe we got our rankings a little bit backwards here.
Well, in the beginning of the season, there's a lot. I mean, listen, I think Ole Miss probably warranted to not be in the top 20. If I'm going to be completely honest, I think they're a good squad. I don't know if they're top 20 yet, but there's a lot of season left. We're only in week 1 of the season, and obviously, coaches, when they do these polls, are only going by what they've seen a little bit in preseason. If you notice, there wasn't a lot of movement on the board heading into week 1. But with that said, I've seen teams go from one end to the other end of power rankings as the season has gone. As Wakabi for 3, no good. It's a long season, and don't forget, you also got, besides the 8 weeks, you also got the conference tournaments. So
yeah, and at the beginning of the season, they're basically going off of what the team did last year. What kind of off season did they have? How many players did they lose? Key players lost. I mean, at first, as a Pitt Panther, and the way we've done in our first 2 seasons in the CSBA, kind of took a little offense to the whole, that being overlooked. But then I realized, hey, we lost probably the two of the better players in the league, and that's a lot to ask
Yeah, I
to
mean,
replace.
and it takes a lot to replace those guys, and even when you get into freshmen, it's to say to have that you're going to have those impactful freshmen right out of the gate. I mean, that there are obviously there are going to be some can't miss prospects. There always are, but like some of these guys, it takes a little time. They're still raw. They're still college. They're still college freshmen. They're still partying in the dorms with all the cheerleaders in between games. So there's that element of like wanting to have a good time and then realizing what, for me to get better at my craft, I got to put in the work, and it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah,
It takes a little bit of time to lose that
yeah,
immaturity and realize they're men in college.
yeah, and if you remember, how good Rafus and Bo were throughout their careers, their freshman years weren't phenomenal by any stretch of the imagination. So to think that somebody's just going to come in and be a dominant freshman is a lot to ask.
Absolutely, and some guys. I mean, we talk about this pretty much in every sport, and as a big hockey fan that I am, when we talk about it all the time about when I'm a diehard Rangers fan, right? From a hockey perspective, that's actually my favorite sport of all is hockey. But you get a number one draft pick, and everybody expects that guy to be the next Connor McDavid right out of the gate, and it's like no, everybody develops at a different pace.
Yeah, and it's like that. Like you said, that's in every sport.
Yeah.
You get the next can't miss prospect, and they expect them to be phenomenal as soon as they step on the court or ice or on the football field, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I mean LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, those guys were good out of the gate. Was a guy like Julius Randle good out of the gate? No, but look how good Julius Randle has become because he's put in the work. So it's important. It doesn't have, and like I said, not every prospect develops at a different pace.
Yeah, and you can't expect everyone to come out of the gate. I mean, you're going to get the occasional freak athlete that comes out and is good right away. That's going to happen. The occasional freak athlete, but not. It's going to be few and far between.
Trey Bucket's going to bring that one outside. Court pass over to Eddie Murphy. Murphy going to go down to the low post to Kerr. Kerr, left hand floater, no good. Can't get his own rebound as Kanye Kardashian up with the rebound, gets it out to Hardaway. Hardaway gets over to Hardaway Jr. Now to Don Julio. Now back over to Kardashian. Going to pull it up from the elbow. No good though. Queen Hardaway though there for the rebound and the putback. Baylor's starting to chip away at this Ole Miss lead here.
Yeah, and this is something you had to expect to come from Baylor, right? Them to start chipping away and starting to make a little run here of their own. But man, this Ole Miss team with Eddie Murphy and Ty Maben and those guys they're a pretty good squad. Now that you start to talk about the names, they're a really good squad.
Tough bucket from Kerr, gets rejected, gets the board back and gets to put that one up in off the glass. He had to work hard for that one, but the Rebels now up 7 with 1:27 to go as Baylor only 10 points here so far in this first quarter, struggling from the field. It's certainly been the difference, and credit that to Ole Miss putting in the work defensively there as Kardashian shoots the shot from the outside, can't get to go. Quick outlet pass, Eddie Murphy blows right by the defender, counted and one, and a bad foul by Don Julio.
Yeah, that's a rough foul right there. You just
that's just a bad foul, right? I mean, he's already beat him.
Yeah.
Let him go, or you need a Jeff Mel foul in that moment, and I don't think he was too far past him to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He was too far gone to even try one of those super hacks. That's when you just let him go.
So 10-point lead for the Rebels with 1:08 to go here in the first quarter. Baylor, Coach Mitch going to rip his team right now. Does not like the performance that he has seen here. Rebels feeling good about themselves as they head to the bench. You're watching CSBA on Twitch. First quarter action here. Ray in the booth with me. Ray, is this something you think that this is going to be like this the entire game, or do you think Baylor is going to rebound here?
It's just an interesting strategy now that I'm starting to look at the flow of the game and everything, and it's like, okay, so we got the Hardaways and we got Kanye Kardashian all coming off the bench, and you would think that at some point, right, that they're going to start making buckets off the bench because their talent level is that high.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question though. As a coach in the Big East, you're putting your top tier talent off the bench as Maven's going to get fouled by Dime Hardaway Jr. But you're going to put you're putting your best players off the bench. That's reduced minutes of your best players. Does that come back? Does that come back to haunt you, or do you have that? Unless you have, if we look at like a Michigan and you see how deep they are, is that going to come back to haunt Baylor in this game? What do you think?
The one time that I really tried that with putting my stars on the bench and letting them come off the bench, it came back and bit me in the butt with a blowout loss at the hands of Marquette, and it was after earlier in the season I had beat them with a totally different lineup, and I tried something because I thought they would try to adjust, and they didn't adjust, and I did, and it came back to bite me in the butt. So do I believe in running all my stars off the bench like I tried to do? No, I'll never try that again.
Yates intercepts the alley-oop pass here. Chance for Ole Miss to extend their lead. Backdoor pass. Money up off the glass and good. Money. Cash Money. Johnny on the spot. Or Jay on the spot in this case.
He's Jay on the spot, right?
Is it Jay Money or Young? There's two monies in this league, and I always get them too confused. Is it Young Money or Jay Money? I don't remember which is which.
Young Money plays for
Kardashian for three. Bang! To end the first with 3.7. A big three there.
Buckets, that's a huge three-pointer.
Buckets almost gets it to go, but at the end of one, 24-16, Ole Miss up. Watching CSBA on Twitch. We'll be right.
I mean, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you're sitting here and you're like, hey, guys, this is exactly what we wanted to see.
The Rebels got to feel good about themselves after that first quarter.
Yeah, this is definitely as a rebel, you're sitting there and you're like, man, this is exactly what we wanted to see in the first quarter.
So 8-point lead for the Rebels. Dime Hardaway Jr. going to spin. Trey Bucket's going to try to guard him. Throws up the wild shot and gets it to go. Hardaway Jr. with a nice take there. And Baylor's starting to slowly heat up here, Ray.
Yeah, they're starting to inch back into this game. But right now, I'm really actually liking the way that Ole Miss is controlling the pace of this game. The game is moving at the pace that they want. They want to control the half court and find the open looks like on the inside dish.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that them scoring at an efficient rate also has kept Baylor in check, because Baylor likes to get out and run, especially with the likes of Dime Hardaway and Queen Hardaway Jr. And a good job by Yates. Actually got a finger on that, but it somehow still managed to go in as Baylor able to finish on the layup there. Cuts it to 6. Good ball movement here. Young for the money from the corner. 3-ball. Good. Bang. Everything clicking for Ole Miss right now offensively.
Yeah, Ole Miss is in a can't miss moment right now. I mean, they're not Ole Miss. They're can't miss right now. I mean, they are hitting everything.
Louis Franco for 3. No good. Kardashian, though, there, but it gets blocked. Second chance opportunity for Matt Green, and he throws it down. Coach Mitch standing up and applauding the efforts from his forward there as he throws that down, cuts it to 7. Ole Miss wisely going to take a timeout and not let Baylor get any momentum. 6:29 to go. We'll stay right here. I like that though, Ray. If I'm Ole Miss, I like that they're calling a timeout there. Do not let Baylor get momentum. Again, control that pace. You were talking about that before, about how they're playing at their pace.
Yeah, and that was a perfectly executed timeout right there. I mean, a lot of people's going to say, man, they scored. They haven't really scored that much. Why would you call a timeout there? And it's exactly for the reason of you don't want to let them get in the comfort zone. You don't want to let them get hot.
Maven gives it over to Davis. Davis puts that off the glass. 7-point lead now for Ole Miss again. Gonna run an off-ball screen. Kobe Johnson for 3. Bang!
Yeah, Ole Miss starting to heat. Baylor's starting to heat up from the outside, which is a scary thing for Ole Miss, because if they get going from the outside, they can light it up in a hurry.
Well, that and the outside completely opens up the interior. Shot there, no good. Yates got to get on that as Satoro comes up with the rebound. Yates was right there before anybody else was there.
Yeah, he was in position for a box out and easy rebound and put back. He just kind of gave that one away.
Ill-advised three there from Stuart Little, not able to get it to go. Tried to get it to Maben, was Oliver, and gets that picked off. Quick outlet pass. Kobe Johnson, step back. Jay, that's good. Johnson's starting to heat up now. 5 straight from him, Ray.
Yeah, and they're getting out in that transition again. What we were talking about, what you don't want to see as Ole Miss is Baylor start get out and run, because if we get in that fast-paced game, it's going to be a long night for Ole Miss.
Johnson now drive. This is what it is. That they want the transition. 7 straight now from Kobe Johnson.
And they have just clawed their way back into this game. Kind of funny when you say that about a bear, right? It's clawed its way back into this game.
You did that on purpose. I know you did. Ty Maben. Well, Miss, though, not shying away. That pick and roll has worked so well for them here.
Yeah, and they do something really well, and that's the interior passing game. They really move the ball well on the interior.
Foul from behind is Emmanuel Brewer going to foul Matt Green. Ole Miss coach shaking his head in disbelief. A chance here to cut it to 1 as Matt Green goes to the free throw line to shoot 1.
They've inched their way right back into this ball game and made it a really close 2-point game.
Green not able to capitalize there. Emmanuel Brewer, though, getting out in transition, lays that one up and in, so puts it back to a 4-point game. Good job by Brewer to get out in transition.
Yeah, he got out in transition, and now what they get to do is they get to slow down the Baylor transition game, which is what they really want to do.
So foul on the play. I believe that's Don Julio to the line to shoot 2.
That was a great take by Julio there. He just quick penetration step, 1 cut to the basket.
Not able to hit the first. Hits the second, though. Cuts it to 3. Ole Miss yet to relinquish the lead in this game. They've led so far the entire game. Baylor trying to make it tough on them, is only up by 3 now. And a good steal there by Wakabi. He's going to go in here coast to coast. Gets fouled, and a hard foul by Ty Maben, forcing Wakabi to miss. I don't mind the foul there as long as Wakabi doesn't get the shot away, but unfortunately he did. But lucky for Ole Miss, he missed.
That's a good and bad foul. The good foul out in transition, bad foul you still let him get a chance to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, you don't want to give him any easy buckets there as Wakabi rattles the first in. $53 up in the stream. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us here in prime time.
Late night.
That's prime time, man. It's only 7:40 on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, this prime time for them. For me, it's it's 10:40 at night, and it's inching up on bedtime.
I feel you, Ray. I actually called in sick to work today so I could get CSBA stuff done, so I could get caught up. Time Maben for 3, bang. Ole Miss still refuses to give up the lead here. Now it's the lead back by 4.
Yeah, it seems like every time Baylor inches closer and closer, it seems like that Ole Miss has an answer for them, and it's really impressive to watch this team operate in the half court.
Queen Kardashian up with the rebound, gets it out to Kobe Johnson. Don Julio clapping for the ball over to the side there. Johnson going to drive. Good defense by Ole Miss. Good pass inside. Davis gets blocked from behind. Ole Miss going to retain possession here. Queen Kardashian does such a good job getting up and down the court. Oh, sorry, Queen Hardaway, rather. Here comes Kanye Kardashian.
Yeah, that was a great trailing defense, transition defense, whatever you want to call it. That trail defense, man, it's something.
Jeez.
We see LeBron James do it very well. Jordan was really good at it. I mean, it's that trail defense on the transition.
Yep, good kick out there, and Davis was not in position to receive the ball there as Brewer wisely kicked it out. Just a bad pass goes out of bounds. Eddie Murphy money going to come into this game. Substitutions for both squads.
And this is where we could see Baylor really take a chance with all their stars in now. I mean, maybe this is a time when it really works out for him.
Kardashian not able to get that one. Trey Buckets up with the rebound. Buckets surveys the situation, going to reset the offense here. Hands it over to Braden Berry. Berry got a tough matchup with Hardaway tonight. Now gets it over to Buckets. 8 on the shot clock. A little give and go between Buckets and Berry. Berry going to hand it off to Murphy. Murphy going to pull it up from the top of the key. Can't get it to go, though. Kerr, though, there for the rebound and the putback. And Kerr has been in the right spot at the right time a few times tonight, Ray, with those putbacks.
Yeah, Kerr's a big guy down there. I mean, he's going to be a load to handle for anybody, right? I mean, he's one of the bigger players in the league, and he's using his big body for all intents and purposes for exactly what it's supposed to be used for.
Kanye Kardashian throws it down with some authority.
Yeah, he threw that one down with some purpose.
Murphy gonna get a screen from Braden Berry. Size mismatch in the low post. Needs to get it to him. Murphy, they waited a little too long. Was he gonna get it away? He does. Can't get it to go though. See, I would have liked him to get that to him a little sooner. He would have had a little bit better, a better post move.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've seen a few teams have struggled with this year is they'll get the mismatch down low, and they'll take too long to get the ball into the paint, and the help side defense gets there, or he has to step out and take a quick shot.
By the way, it's Young Money, not J Money. J Money is not the other guy I was thinking of. So it was. Okay. I was right. It was Young Money.
Yeah, I knew one of the Monies played for. Now I can't remember who he played for.
Duke.
Nice putback. Kanye Kardashian with another big dunk.
Yeah, Kardashian has looked good in this one. He's done a nice job on the boards. A 2-point game here at the half. 48 seconds to go. Eddie Murphy gonna set it up, get it over to Trey Buckets. Kerr gonna set a screen for Buckets. We have not seen Buckets shoot. Eddie Murphy gonna pull the trigger on a 3. Chance here for Baylor to potentially tie it. Maybe even take the lead. They're going to go inside to Queen Hardaway, rather. Tied it up at 40. 1 bucket away from taking their first lead of the game. Pass inside. Braden Berry, skyhook, no good. There it is, Ray. There's an opportunity to take the lead at the half.
Yeah, this is the tale of 2 quarters so far. Baylor being the much better team here in the second quarter.
Ole Miss hasn't played bad. Just their offense has slowed it a little bit and given Baylor some second chance opportunities, and backdoor alley-oop to Queen Hardaway, and there it is. 1.5 on the clock. They take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not like either team's played bad. If you look at the score going right now, it's 40-42 right now. Could change.
I was going to say what I liked, and we'll talk a little bit about this at the halftime, but Baylor, in my eyes, obviously hasn't changed their game plan. Their game plan has held through without. But what I've noticed is the second and third chance opportunities that they're getting, they've been able to capitalize that and in transition. So when Ole Miss has not scored or has been forced to take some bad shots, Baylor has capitalized. Now, what Ole Miss, in my opinion, and you tell me if you feel differently, Ray, but I feel like they need to make some sort of adjustment to not let Baylor get out in transition.
Yeah, I think they need to go back to that pick and roll, good interior passing game that they were running in the first quarter, and just controlling the clock on when they have the ball on their offensive side, and just that pick and roll game was working so well to start.
So the statistics pretty much show Ole Miss doing a nice job distributing. A lot of assists on the board for them. We'll see how the second half fares, but tail of 2 quarters, we'll see. Right now we're knotted up. Excuse me, Baylor rather up by 2 at the half. Just be on Twitch when we're back. Let's take a look at the high man of the first half. It's going to be Kobe Johnson. Johnson went on that run. I think he had 7 straight. He's got 10 right now in the game. And that's a guy you're going to want to keep an eye on. this season. Kobe Johnson working on his game a little bit. There's an arc change that did this happen this week on him, so already looking to prove dividends for Baylor. And we talk about that. We talk about this. If he stayed within the shooting guard arc, just different shooting guard arc, and that can make a huge difference, especially if they're trying to change their identity, right? Stuart Little from the outside is good.
That's one of the guys that I think is one of the guys that I mentioned at the start of the game was Kobe Johnson. He's a really good player, and I think that the art change, he's probably going to end up being even better than he was.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a run on his arc too. If I'm not going to be completely honest, that J.R. Smith arc seems to be popular right now. It's that shooting guard arc.
Oh yeah, that's one of the arcs that. Well, I mean, it's a shooting guard, but he can also drive the ball to the basket. He's
well, that was J.R. Smith's game. I mean, he can do a little bit of both. So
yeah, and that's why I think it's so popular. Is because he's versatile.
Yep, absolutely. Maben gonna pull the trigger, splash. Deep two for Maben. What's up, CSBA? What's going on? How's everybody out there doing? These guys are quiet in stream chat.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch the stream chat a little bit because I'm actually watching the game on.
Of course you
phone.
are trying to get those 5,000, those extra viewership points to get those free packs.
Well, I mean, CDV needs to be better than he is right now.
We passed it. Little. So Baylor up by 5 right now is.
And they're back in transition again. You see a lot of their scores coming. They're back in transition.
Roy Bacon says he's cooking burgers.
With bacon, right?
I hope so. Bacon cheeseburgers. Making me hungry.
Gonna make me go to Sonic and make myself something to eat.
Oh, I'm jealous. I could go for a Sonic burger right now. I need something to wake my ass up.
I feel that in every sense.
Yeah, I got work. I got CSBA stuff to do after the game, and I'm tired. And
he said barbecue bacon burger.
Ooh, even better. Nice. Now, if you tell me you're putting some like shoestring onion rings on there, then you're talking. I mean, then we're talking. And then you get a pretzel. You get a pretzel bun. Ooh.
Or a brioche bun.
Brioche bun is good too. I think Wendy's has those pretzel buns. Are so good.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry now.
I know, so am I, because we started talking about burgers. Willie said, "Stop it! Stop talking about food."
But my wife did make crunchy tacos tonight.
I had tacos for dinner too. That's so funny.
Yeah, but we had she makes them like so she takes like the flour tortilla.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm sorry. She just said corn tortilla. I was wrong. She takes the corn tortilla and actually like uses a little bit of oil and fries it up, and it's so good.
We had we had taco balls. So she bakes the soft. Oh, foul, and a bad foul by Yates. Grayson Yates got to be a little smarter. Sadoro going to go to the line and shoot one here, trying to complete the 3-point play. But yeah, she puts it in the oven, bakes it, and then we have the hard shell, which is great. She made some rice, some black beans, some taco meat, lettuce, tomato, little cheese, the whole lime.
Yeah, now we get everybody in Twitch chat talking about food and.
Of course, hey, listen, if that's what I got to do to get them to start chatting. I mean, we've had a good game here, so I don't want to take away from that too much. But nice take by Oliver, going right at Kobe Johnson. Finally, Ole Miss getting back to what they were doing earlier, is getting the ball to the rim.
Yep, that's exactly what was working for them earlier, was points in the paint.
Little going to drive. Stuart Little up. No good. Gets his own rebound, though, and gets fouled by Grayson Yates. So another second straight foul for Yates. Doesn't like the call. Looks to the heavens. Looks to the scoreboard. Watch the replay. Listen, never can go wrong talking about food, really. Not with me, anyway, especially after losing 55 pounds. So all I want to do is eat. I can't eat a
Oh,
lot because my stomach is shrank, but all I want to do is eat.
if I lost 55 pounds, I would be a shriveled up beanpole.
I am shriveled up. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Nice pass back door to Davis. Good find by Brewer. Cuts it to 8.
That's the interior passing I was talking about right there. It's what we just
They
seen.
keep getting it, pushing it to the rim, and I really am impressed with the game plan from Ole Miss tonight. It's been successful. It doesn't hurt that Baylor is also running their players off the bench. It's Kobe Johnson for 3 again. Bang.
He's starting to heat up, and that's a bad sign for Ole Miss.
Well,
He can get going in a hurry.
the interesting thing here is they're running the first unit offense is being run through Kobe Johnson. And Johnson has just been great. I mean, the Ole Miss offense has played well against that unit because they don't have the interior presence that the second unit has, and that is when we've seen Baylor really step up. As Yates gets the defensive rebound, gets it out to Maven. They've got numbers if they can take advantage. Kicks it to the corner for Brewer for 3. Bang!
Timeout.
Now Baylor going to call timeout.
That's a huge shot right there for Emmanuel Brewer.
But think about it. I feel like Baylor has got 2 different game plans, right? You've got featured Kobe Johnson for the starters, and then off the bench it's that high-powered unit of Don Julio, Queen Kardashian, Hardaway, Dime Hardaway Jr. and Kanye Kardashian. So, and Sadora is getting some extra minutes, or Matt Green rather. So their bench unit is very strong, which is usually their starters,
Yeah,
but they're playing a different style. They're killing it on the boards.
Yeah, it's absolutely 2 different styles run by one team, because it is when their starters in, it's the Kobe Johnson show, and there's I don't think anyone else. Arturo maybe has scored a couple, but at Stuart Little maybe a 1 or 2, but I mean it's literally been Johnson off the starting unit.
Oh yeah, Young Money. We get a screen from Berry, an illegal screen from Braden Berry. A good call. He definitely shuffled his feet.
Yeah, that's a call you don't see a lot, but we've seen it more this season than we have in seasons past, and that was a very, very well called. It was definitely an illegal screen.
58-50 right now. Pass inside to Satora Kerr. Oh, I think Wayne Kerr got a beef. He's got a beef. That looked clean.
Yeah, that I mean, I didn't think he come close to him. That one definitely looked like it was all ball.
Speaking of which, this player's owner, Satoru, where's Julian been out? Julian's been absent from league chat.
I haven't seen Julian in a little while.
I hope he's okay.
I'll reach out to him.
Hope he's okay.
Yeah, I know he's got a lot of things going on, and it's real life before sim league, as we always say.
Oh yeah,
but,
absolutely. I mean, there's a handful of guys in the CSBA right now that I know are going through some things personal between their family and whatnot, and we obviously hope everything works out for them, and thoughts and prayers and everything and love that goes out to those peeps. And there's a handful of them, and I know it. I don't advertise it out to the league, but there's definitely a good handful of them.
Yeah. Oh, Maticus said that Jules is sick today.
Okay. Are you guys talking again, Maticus? Weren't you guys not talking for a little while? Or am I getting... Oh, maybe I'm getting my players confused. I don't know. Wakabi for 3. Bang! Now Baylor starting to do Baylor things.
That's a name we haven't called today, and
Not much.
yeah, I think that's the first time we've called his name, if I'm not mistaken. And the first time is always when it's a green light. That's a good time, right?
Oh, yeah. Red light, green light. 1, 2, 3. Murphy not able to hit the fadeaway. Wakabi going to drive. Finger roll, no good. Money up there. The rebound and trying to get Ole Miss out in transition. Trey Buckets in the corner. Spots up for 2. No good, too strong. Yes, Maticus, I was thinking of Frank. I agree. Julio drives. Left-hander, good.
Yeah, that was a good take by Julio there. And right now it seems like that you're in the first half in the first quarter. I'm sorry, when we had it where it seemed like Ole Miss couldn't miss. Now it's looking like the Baylor can't miss.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit out of control for them.
Yeah, I think this is the Baylor team we were expecting to see the entire game that we didn't see the first quarter.
Murphy gonna drive. Eddie Murphy looking like Gumby up there.
Eddie Murphy's been quiet this game. That was a name I expected to have to see lighted up. You know, he's a transfer, and I really expect to see him lighted up.
Well, the offense
This
isn't
game.
going through him. He's had a tough matchup with Don Julio, and I'll be honest with you, he has not had to drive to the rim. This time gets blocked though. I think that was a little bit of a force. I mean, he's shooting 2 of 7. He's definitely got a tough defensive matchup, especially he's got to guard Queen Hardaway, and I don't know if that's the same matchup on the other side, but Hardaway taking him to town with a spin move.
Yeah, he put him in the rent cycle right there.
He said, "Spin me right round, baby, right round." Backdoor alley-oop. Braden Berry almost got it in. Kerr follow. Kerr's been Johnny on the spot tonight.
Yeah, Kerr's done a lot down low. Like I said, he's used his big body exactly the way it's intended to be used.
Although does not get back on Kanye Kardashian, who gets an easy bucket there.
Yeah, Kerr's a great rebounder and putback specialist, but leaves a little bit to be desired on the defensive end.
The one thing I think missing from this Ole Miss squad is threes. We haven't seen many threes taken. It's just as I say that, Eddie Murphy fires up a 3, rims out.
I think we see when Mabin's in, I think he shoots a few threes for this team and shoots pretty well.
Ole Miss had numbers. They had a 4-on-2, but forced to throw it up. So the shot clock was running down there, Ray. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump over you there. I just know the quarter was in. And CSBA, fourth quarter coming your way. Baylor up. Come back here for the fourth. Get those 4s up and stream chat. You're watching CSBA on Twitch. We're back.
Come on, guys. Get those 4s up in chat.
All right, welcome back. 13-point lead for Baylor heading into the fourth quarter. See if Ole Miss can find their stride here. It looked good in that first half. Third quarter was a little bit of a struggle, but see if they can right the ship here in the fourth. Murphy going to get an easy look here. Pull up, baseline jumper is good.
That's where Eddie Murphy's game is. It's the mid game, man. I mean, he's deadly from the midi.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's had to force up a couple of threes just because he's been trying to, keep this team. And then Hardaway Jr. for 3. Bang! As it rimmed in and out and back in again.
Sorry about that. I had to cough.
Oh, you're good. Didn't even know that you did anything.
Oh, no, I moved my mic away. I thought maybe y'all heard me.
Nah, I didn't even hear it. Oliver going to get it over to Money. Kerr going to set a screen for Money. He's going to drive back to the three-point line. He's got a wide open 3. Why not get closer? That drives me nuts. He could have taken 2 steps and got a closer 3.
Yeah, that's one of those. Is that a shot IQ problem?
Yeah, it might have been. Shot that out from the University of Virgin Islands logo on the court.
Yeah, that was definitely an unnecessary shot. He could have definitely got in at least 2, maybe 3 steps closer and still had a 3-point opportunity wide open.
Oliver, shot clock winding down, and Julio in his face. Pull up from just inside the line, too strong, and it's starting to look like Baylor has taken over this game here as Ole Miss has gone quiet.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where our friend Mr. Mo has jumped sides and is there to stay as it seems right now.
Ole Miss started out well. Faded here. Kobe Johnson from downtown, no good. Davis up with the rebound. He's going to hand it over to Oliver. Oliver trying to blow past Johnson. Now going to pull it back outside. Good look at a three. Bang! And a big three by Oliver. Cuts it back to 13.
That's a huge shot right there. With little under 6 minutes to play, 5:45 to play. 13 points is definitely not something where you can say, "Hey, we won this ball game. Let's stop playing."
Not if you're going to turn it over like that either. But Kanye Kardashian getting back on D on Oliver. They got to take that to the rim.
Yeah, that's one of those that you have to go to the basket with. Stopping right there and trying that step back nitty over Kardashian was not a good idea.
Timeout on the court, 75-60.
Oh, they said Mitch is in bed. Yeah, I haven't seen Mitch in chat. Like, you'd expect to see him with his Bears playing, but I guess it is late night for him, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, maybe he was just feeling really confident about the game.
Well, I know he puts in the work and works really hard. And
he's active everywhere. Just it's a school night for him. I agree, Ted. I was joking about the news article thing, but yeah, it's a school night for him, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh yeah, definitely a school. Definitely. But like I said, he puts in the work and he works really, really hard, and he probably was pretty confident in the game plan he came up with and was like, I'm good. I don't need.
Yeah, I mean, he was messaging me earlier today, so I know he was on top of everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mitch is a good kid. I really like that kid.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Good double team here. Good find. Davis baseline J is good.
Yeah, he actually reached out to me once I became a coach and was like, "Hey man, I don't know you. I'd like to get to know you, and is there a chance that we could have a conversation?" And I was like, "Sure, man." And just talk to the guy. I mean, he's really interested in what's going on around him and who he's around, and and the type of people that's in the league, and it's good for him.
Yeah,
it's good for someone.
He is a great kid. I agree with you, Ray. I didn't mean to step on you there, and but he is a really good guy, and I pick on him all the time, but he knows it's out of fun.
I'm really curious to see how many points Kobe Johnson has.
He's got to be up by 20. Got to be up to about the 20 mark.
Yeah, because every time I turn around, he's scoring a basket.
We haven't seen the Jordan player of the game yet. My guess that'll be Kobe.
Yeah, it's either going to be Kobe or Queen Hardaway. Queen Hardaway's had a huge game. I mean, a huge game. I know he's around 15.
You know things are bad when Stuart Little's dropping threes.
Yeah, it's really bad when that's happening, right?
Walk on. Extends the lead to 21. So what was a close game, Ole Miss has blown that lead that they had. Good defense by Matt Green in the low posts.
Yeah, since Baylor took the lead in the second, at the end of at the end of halftime when they took the lead, I think there was 1.5 seconds left when they took their first lead.
Yeah, Baylor didn't take the lead till the half. Yeah, 1.5. Yep.
Yeah. And since then it's been all Baylor.
Interesting thought here. And yes, it has been all Baylor since that moment. We're going to see the Queen Hardaway. There you go. You were right.
Yeah, he's had a huge game. I mean, I knew he was around 15 to 17 points. He's got to be somewhere around the 10 rebound mark, right?
Oh, absolutely. I would. He's got to have a double-double for sure. Kanye Kardashian also had a good game too. So curious to see the box score after the game. This is a big season for Baylor. Bunch of seniors on this team.
Yeah. This is what I was saying. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the game. Is that if you look at this team on paper, this is their huge season. This is their all or nothing season.
Yeah, I mean, now the question is, and I obviously, and this is not a knock on Mitch because I do love Mitch. I do know Big Dog, aka King Maximus, was the Baylor head coach, or assistant head coach, who helped Mitch bring over these Ohio State transfers, including Hardaway, Kanye Kardashian, Julius Jordan. And Julius Jordan is no longer here; he's now at Kentucky. But Queen Hardaway, Diamond Hardaway, Kardashian, all those guys came from Ohio State in that big transfer portal a couple seasons ago. You know, Mitch is going to have to rebuild this team after this season, or does he go the transfer portal route again, or does he go for prospects? And what does that Baylor team look like next year? Obviously, a long way away from that. Still got a lot of good players here, Ray. So it's a long way before we even have to think about that. But just talking about it, knowing the makeup of this team is interesting. It's interesting. Something to think about.
It's very interesting. And did I just see the walk-on activated?
Oh boy!
I think the walk-on's activated.
Scary.
That's Stuart Little activated, correct?
That is Stuart Little.
That's just if my walk-on gets activated this season, there's a major issue. The game plan is for him to not take a shot.
Hey, listen. With the way we have the rules set up, in my honest opinion, you're going to see some of these walk-ons do well.
Yes, I agree 100%. I think you're going to see some walk-ons be one of the top 3 or 4 scorers on some of these teams.
Listen, the one thing I'm going to say really quickly is, I know a lot of the coaches, Ray, you included. I mean, you obviously a guy that rolls with the punches a little bit, but I know at one point when we found out we were short paid players, there was a little bit of an uproar for the community. I love that we've been able, and I say this, not for a pat on my own back, because that's not why I'm saying it at all, because that's not my mentality, but I feel like we turned a negative into a positive, because by putting the activity back on the programs, between Twitter, between league chat, the check-ins, I feel like the CSBA is probably the most active it's ever been.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. And it's nice to see the activity the way it is right now. Speaking of that, if anybody wants to run the Pittsburgh Twitter account, because I have no clue about Twitter, if anyone wants to run that so that we can get our tweets out, hit me up.
If you need help, I can show you what to do. It's not hard.
Well, I've ran a Twitter account for Bonetown, but I had Bo helping me then, and he's a little more Twitter savvy.
Got it. Give Bo my best, by the way, next time you talk to him.
I speak to him every day. He's actually one of the guys that's helping coach the wrestling team that I coach. So.
Oh, nice! Yeah, congratulations, by the way, on that too. I forgot to mention that to you.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, 3 out of 5 years we've been to the state championship and we finished second all 3 times. So, but at least we've been there, right?
Yeah, of course. Getting there is half the battle.
Yeah, and then we feel like we got a good shot to get back next year.
Nice.
We're only losing 3 guys.
Sure. Baylor wins this one by 15 after Ole Miss. It was a tale of 2 halves. Ole Miss dominated the first. Baylor comes storming back, wins this one by 15, 87-72. But solid performance by Ole Miss. But Baylor obviously a little bit better in this one, especially in that big run.
Yeah, Baylor showed what we thought they would be from the very beginning. They just come out and they dominated after the first half. They just kind of just poured it on with the superstars.
Funny comment from Downtown Dory. So Baylor beats Ole Miss by 15. So that should move Boise State up because they lost to Baylor by 10.
Downtown Dory. I like the hype. I like the philosophy, but
I like the way you think.
That was preseason, and I'm gonna tell you, as a coach, we don't always put our best foot forward in preseason. We don't want to give away our hand.
You don't want to give away your hand. You want to give some new guys an opportunity to get a look to see what they're made of and how they play. So it's a combination of a bunch of different things. So, but yeah,
that's right.
I do like that. What stands out to you in this game, though? Just looking at this box score team comparison.
Bench points. I mean, they put their starter. They put their stars on the bench, and it paid dividends. That 43-27 You're talking about a 16-point difference right there and a 15-point difference in the game. So
Yeah,
that's
I think if you look at the points in the paint, I agree there. The bench points, obviously, yeah. The rest of the numbers are relatively similar in nature. The one thing though, Baylor though, wow, look at the threes. They shot 11 of 23 from downtown, Ray.
yeah, that's I mean that's Pittsburgh number in 3-pointers, isn't it? I mean,
I think that would be Ray Ditto
in a one game,
in one game. Yeah, this game was close. Look at the first quarter, 24-16.
and it was all Ole Miss.
And it would have been 24-14. Baylor hit a shot with 1 point, I think with 1.5, and then Baylor kept storming back in the second quarter. Scored at the at the halftime. That's when the score was at the end of the half. But I do know in the first quarter, Baylor scored in the winning minute there. But they score with 1.5, win that quarter by 10. So at halftime, you're looking at a score of 20. Excuse me, you're looking at a score of 42-40. It's the ball game, right? I mean, look at the numbers. You're like, all right, well, both teams are in this, and then look at this third quarter, 26-15. They shoot 64%, and Ole Miss just struggled 33% from the field. They went away from bringing the ball to the interior. That played a factor. And then in the fourth quarter, they held their own in the fourth. Only lost the fourth by 2 points. So second half, that third quarter definitely did them in. Second and third quarter did them in. They lose this game by 15.
Yeah.
That's
And the other number that really that stands out to me is the is Baylor didn't have as many fast break points as I thought they did. I thought they had a lot more than
that's
17
because
fast
Ole
break
Miss,
points.
at least in the first half, shot the ball significantly well, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they limited the fast break, so they can. I mean, you talked about it. You talked about them controlling the tempo. So
yeah,
I think that's part parcel of the reason why there's not a ton of fast break points for Baylor. But they do know in the second half when Ole Miss's shooting percentage went down, that's when we saw a lot of those fast breaks by Baylor. So
that's right. Yeah, I think most of those came in the second half.
Ty Maven leads Ole Miss six. It's a solid game for Ty. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 6 dimes, a steal, 7 of 16, 2 of 2 from downtown. Ricky Davis, second leading scorer on the team with 12 and 5 with a steal. Emmanuel Brewer, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists on 4 of 7. I almost said Eric Brewer because that was his former player. It just tells you how much some of these names stick in your head. Wayne Kerr, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 4 of 6. I feel like he had more than 2 rebounds though, but maybe they were just off blocks that felt like they were rebounds. But Eddie Murphy, by the way, doesn't Eddie Murphy look like Eddie Murphy?
He looks like Eddie
A
Murphy.
young Eddie Murphy. I don't know how I made that happen, but he looks like a young Eddie Murphy. He had 7 points, rebound. I just laugh because it looks like him. I mean, it's silly because we're talking about a real human being looking like a cartoon guy. Young Money finishes with 6, 1 rebound, 2 steals, 2 of 4 shooting. Dave Oliver, 5 points, 3 dimes on 2 of 7. Rough night shooting for him. Braden Berry, quiet night, 1 of 4, 4 points, 2 rebounds. If he was facing up against Kanye Kardashian most of the game, him and Queen Hardaway. Trey Buckets always finishing with 2 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists on 0 of 3. Grayson Yates, 1.5 rebounds and 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. So didn't do much offensively, but filled up the stat sheet in other ways. Take us through Baylor here, Ray.
So Kobe Johnson ends up with 19 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists on 50% shooting from the field, but he was 5 of 9 from behind the arc. Queen Hardaway had 17 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks on 8 of 8 shooting. Wow, efficient.
By the
Very
way,
efficient.
this could be the walk-on player of the week right here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Stuart Little with 12 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists,
That's what I'm talking about. 8 dimes for
eight
Stuart Little.
dimes.
Not such a little game by Stuart Little.
How about a walk on shooting the ball 9 times? He's 4 of 9.
Yeah.
Kanye Kardashian had 11 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, but he did turn the ball over twice and only shot 50%. Uh, Madara Saturo, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Maybe should work on his free throw shooting. Dime Hardaway Jr., 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists on 3 of 3 shooting. Maybe they should let him shoot a little more too. All right. T'Challa Wakabi, was 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a steal
That's a
on 1
name.
of 7
It's a
shooting.
name, by the way.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if you've seen the Marvel universe, you know T'Challa and Wakabi is pretty easy to say. So,
I don't know the Marvel Universe, so it's news for me.
all right. So Matt Green is 4 points, 4 rebounds, 1 block on 2 of 4 shooting. Don Julio um, is 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and then Louis Franco was 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist.
So good game overall for the Baylor Bears. They win this one 87-72. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. We got 3 more. We got a bunch of games left of this week. Tomorrow night, just really quickly going to look at the schedule. We're going to head back here to the U.S. Virgin Islands at 8 o'clock as Iowa takes on Oregon, followed by Oklahoma State at Kentucky in the Wooden Legacy Invitational, and Illinois at Houston, also at the Wooden Legacy Invitational. So make sure you guys tune in for that game. Those games should be a good one. Again, we got about 9 more games left, and it's week 1, and it's already flying by. So we appreciate you, Ray. Any parting words before we head off for the night?
Great game by Baylor. Ole Miss, you saw what you need to work on. You're right there. You're not far off. But CSBA, we love you, and we can't wait to see you again next time.
Yeah, CSBA, appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the support tonight. We'll see you manana for Ray. I'm Scott. We'll see you tomorrow night, CSBA.